In this little movie, I'm going to simply show how to separate contents that are all on one layer to separate layers and to move them in InDesign. Right now, I've opened up a page that has I'm going to put everything back. Boom, boom, and life is good. So I think you're going to have an idea after a while of where you want to put things, but here's what I'm going to suggest. I'm going to select this layer, and I'm going to rename it. I find this a little bit easier. I'm going to name this one images. I could have named it text, but I named it images because I'm going to click away, again, making sure nothing is selected, add another layer, change its name, call it text, and then click away. And then using my regular old selection tool, I'm going to click on the text and notice, as images was the layer one or the initial layer, the object that I've selected is highlighted. If the layer is collapsed, this is still that only object. If I click away, no blue dot. The blue dot represents the object that is selected. Or if that layer highlighting changes, I just double clicked right here. I could change that, so let's make it green. Okay. All right, so again, if I unselect, and then if I click on something, oh, that's supposed to be on the text layer because it's text. So I'll move the dot up to the text layer. Now, because I've already created a wrap that's invisible around this photo, the text is still wrapping. And I want to separate that from the images layer. And you can see in the images layer, I have two things: a path, which you can't see anyway because it's got no fill and no stroke, and the profile picture. So I want to separate those, which is a good thing to do. It can make it easier for you to manage any other wraparounds that you might want to create. So in this case, I'm going to, again, make sure everything is not selected, click to add a new layer, and call this one Wrap, and click OK. Now, what I could do is lock the text layer. Can't select anything on that. Click on the photo. Hopefully that's what I have selected. By moving it, I could tell I did. Command Z to undo that. And so now I know that, obviously, also because it's named it, this is the path that goes on the wrap layer. And I want it to go on that layer, so I need to see that black highlighted line. And now I have everything on its own layer. The wrap, which is invisible, the text, and the images. If you go to another page, even if you don't have all of those objects, which you might not, it's important to recognize that the things may not actually be in the right layers. I only have text on this page. That's the only kind of stuff I have on here. But when I click on it, ew, it's in the images layer. My point is think about this when you first start designing, and it'll be a lot easier now that you know it exists. When you begin, think about the types of layers that we have. And later on in our overview of the plan, it'll come together for you. So I'm putting that all in the text layer because that's all I have on that page. I do believe, just lastly, that if I go to this page, yep, that's right, page 5, again, if I go to layers and I click this, ooh, that happens to be in the right layer. So it's like if you do it after, it's kind of like a 50-50 chance that whatever you created is in the right layer. That's all I've really got on that for now. I hope this helps clarify how to work with layers after you've already created pages in InDesign.